Oh, we live. No, people, let me fix this camera. Joe Benjamin 528, aka Big Money Benjamin. Y'all know what it is. You see how I got here? The man, Bobby New, and clap it up.
Peace and blessings to everybody.
Make
How you
sure
guys
y'all
doing,
come
man?
in and hit that damn like button. Stop playing games. Gang. Y'all see the title, the Sirius system. All right, the dog star. That's what that is. The dog star constellation. All right. And we're going to talk a little bit of the magnetar star. Don't want to talk about it too much. We don't want to get shut down. But we're going to let you know we're going to have a pay-per-view live stream on the magnetar star. Don't forget, Baba Nu have the live stream coming up October 31st, right?
Yes.
And we're gonna put it up in there. Let's hit him with that dog star. First off, let me touch on the magnetar star real quick.
Yeah.
The magnetar star, just so y'all know, I touched on, remember when they said the dinosaurs got wiped out on a planet, a meteorite hit it? But yet don't show like what meteorite, where it hits and what, you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Then, if you want to go even further, you see how people are scared of the dog star constellation.
The Sirius star system.
Sirius A, Sirius B, and Sirius C.
And you know why they call it Sirius, which became the word serious?
Facts.
It's no joke.
Dog. Turn it backwards. G-O-D.
God.
Instead of saying the freaking God star,
You know,
and they sending out the magnetar stars as the death angels, they don't want to say that. They don't want to say that, Babanu.
Because the most powerful beings are from the most dense planetary bodies.
Facts. Where if you go to walk, you couldn't even lift up your arm. You'd be so heavy, you just drop.
Yeah. You know, the Superman story, that is about the planet Potolo. In the Sirius star system, there's a dwarf star called Potolo. And, you know, they say like a matchbox size piece of that planet weighs a few tons. So, you know, to live on that planet with that type of gravitational pull, you'd have to evolve different types of muscle fibers, a different type of body. So what happens now is when you come to Earth with all that strength from living on that planet, you're a much you're a much stronger being. But you know, that was adapted into the Superman story, and I think it was the Romans that, you know, really you know, put that out there, you know, especially with the development of the you know, Mithric cult. The thing about, you know, dog stars and magnetars, and, you know, it's about becoming a god again for us, because we are down here. You know, I was told that you go to the planet Potolo so you can become a sun. So we are talking about evolution here. You know, what's really cool in the cosmology at Anu with the deity Ra, you know, that's about evolution, but it gets to the point of planets, you know, suns, stars, and these types of, you know, things. Also, the you know, you have the deities living. They live in these planetary bodies, and so, you know, they too themselves are very strong and very powerful. You know.
All right.
You know,
We're live. We're live now. Continue on.
then I was looking at a neutron star. Let me go
A
back
neutron star, the magnetar star is stronger than the neutron
to,
star.
it is. I've
Period.
never. It's even. I am new to the whole, magnetar star thing. You see here, but it says here a neutron star, a celestial object of very small radius, typically 18 miles, just 18 miles, and very high density, composed predominantly of closely packed neutrons. Neutron stars are thought to form by the gravitational collapse of the remnant of a massive star after a supernova explosion, provided that the star is insufficiently massive to produce a black hole.
Meaning, the supernova comes from a sun. And that's the hottest point a sun can get. They currently try to duplicate that with the HARP system. The American version, they got it where they could convert the HARP into a weapon called a HARP Shiva, which send out that big particle beam. The ones in Japan, if I'm not mistaken, because Japan's supposed to have one too.
You mean
And Russia, yeah. They mastered it where it could go supernova and send out a big blast. Instantaneously fry, right? They're basing this off of creating a density. Then you have, help me out, where they supercharge the particles, the collider.
the Hadron Collider,
Yes,
the particle accelerator?
to create the black matter. And you know black matter is heavy. Now, when you study Superman,
Yes.
which is Jor-El,
Jor-El, Kal-El.
his father is who? Kal, right?
It's all Jewish. Superman is all Jewish.
Hebrew. Let's say Hebrew.
Yeah, Hebrew, and for me, Hebrew and Jewish. That
We ain't even
planet,
gonna go there.
the planet Potola, because you have Potolo, then you have Emayatolo and Sigitolo. Potolo goes by the third sphere,
Right,
the Shekinah. That's Judaism.
right. But if you're not into Superman, you're not knowing that they're studying the Hebrew text,
You don't know.
the dog stars,
If
which
you
is
don't,
the Sirius A, B, and C.
and you can't connect them to the tree of life. One of the things that I would even I touched on this in the third book. Those three stars are the origins of the world's major religions. Emayatolo, that's the origin of Islam. Sigitolo, that's the origin of Christianity. Potolo, that's the origin of Judaism.
Now, hold on real quick. Sidetrack. Now, I know I said for the people after a certain day, you could drink one juice. Okay? That's on a 21-day fast. I got 3 days left. Okay? Just so y'all know. So I seen somebody put a comment up in there real quick. I'm going to get to you. But anyway, yeah, so the tree of life within man now
Right.
is tapping in to the L. Go ahead.
What's important to understand is that when you're on planet Earth, you're not going to be experiencing the same type of density on your physical, body.
Meaning that you're not allowed to become the God that you're really supposed to be.
Right. But you have to, but through your life, through what you are doing, through your studying and your practicing spirituality, your spirit starts to get more dense.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that is a fact. You can get you are supposed to, get your spirit more dense and more, crystallized. And you do that with quote unquote spiritual work and spiritual warfare. And that's Judaism. You know,
Now, back up. So, being that you said like the more spiritual you get, the more dense you become.
yeah, the you have
Since
to
I've been
fight.
doing this parasite cleanse,
Mhm.
fasting, and all that, this is the ironic part. Go up on the pull-up bar, doing what I do, light as a feather.
Mhm.
When have this annoying coworker at the job, play wanna square up for me or whatnot. Always wanna square up for me. So I just just like this.
Uh-huh.
And if you should have seen how far this man flew.
The chi.
And he was like, yo, like, oh, you showing off because you've been working out. You getting stronger. And he tried to grab me. And it was like, yo, damn. It's like, yo, your bones feel so hard. Like the structure, you understand?
Uh-huh.
He didn't understand it's because of the fasting. So, as you said, once you fasting, you're saying your prayers and, how you say, the spiritual warfare.
Spiritual warfare. You know, I was really going to be getting into this in my third book, and Papa Legba came to me. He's like, "You can't put that in your book." I was really going to zone in on, you know, what that focus is on to develop spiritual
You're
power.
only supposed to say that in like i.e., live stream.
Because when it's out there and thousands of people are reading this stuff now and they're focusing on it,
They
that's
use it for wickedness.
yeah, you're supposed to come by that understanding through initiatory rites and you know stuff like that. But you know, it's like don't expect life to be good. Expect to become powerful.
Fact! Say that
ex-
one more
Yeah,
time.
don't expect life to be good. Expect to become powerful. The other thing I was gonna say. Don't expect life to be safe. You're supposed to become dangerous.
That went over their
and
heads.
and you know that they don't want the you know average person to be on
They
on
don't
that
want you to
wavelength
learn this, to be learning this information.
because you're supposed to be a slave.
Exactly. They don't want you learning like part one that you did when you broke down the I Ching system,
Correlating it.
going and all that. They don't want you to learn that because then when you see these symbols, you meditate on it. That's one of the reasons. Like I see Baba Nu deal with a lot of Hebrew symbols, and I was like, once I saw him deal with them Hebrew symbols, I was like, yeah. And he got that fire energy too. I'm like, Baba Nu knows exactly.
Yeah, I mean you
what he's doing.
you can't get caught up in this is agnosticism. I remember one time I said wherever the Moors ruled in Europe, they provide safety to the Jews and to the Christians. And it was primarily the Moors, who are supposed to be Muslims, that would be conversing with the Jews on advanced philosophy and like you can't get caught up in this religious division. You're not gonna get the whole fruit of wisdom. You know,
I'm sorry, real quick. See, look at this. Read this. It just say effing.
Yeah, blocked from commenting on your live.
See how somebody hit me up? Why every time we're talking about stuff like this, people getting blocked from commenting? Yeah, you got the chills on that one, huh?
That's when the spirit passed by.
Huh? You see how the haters is.
Yeah.
Man.
Once you start to get into certain information, it even becomes like an invocation. And I was just going to talk about something, and I totally forgot. I was going to talk about something.
No, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. You talk about with the whole system.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about The Fourth Kind. Go watch that movie, The Fourth Kind. Right? In that movie, the so-called extraterrestrial, what language is he speaking? Hebrew.
Damn, yeah. Thought you was gonna give them a chance to answer.
They
They
called in, and he was speaking ancient Hebrew. They called in a Nigerian man who had specialized in Hebrew, And it's interesting because the Nigerians, the Yorubas, they were ancient Hebrews. They were ancient Sumerians. So they called in this man to like interpret. But if you look at that movie, one of the things that does be become clear is that the power of those beings is has so much to do with their density. When you look at their ability to use their energy to lift people up, to shake the Jesus out of them, you can tell that that is, and even in the voice, like you could hear it
Correct.
in the voice when they are speaking, in the Hebrew language.
Shakes the body up.
The voice is like just like thunder, like they are roaring,
Repeat
man.
that like thunder, right?
Their voice is like thunder, man.
That's why in the Bible when they say like when God speaks, it's like
Yeah.
thunder,
Yeah.
trembling. Yeah, man.
When you get into the 7 highest chakras in the Khmu text, because it is an evolutionary progression, you find that the 7 highest chakras are the most aggressive.
I'm sorry. Stop. Because you drop in hella information, great information, and for some reason, it look like they got a problem hitting the like button. So please, let's get it up there. Continue.
Hit the like button. You find that they are the most aggressive and intolerable of BS. So as you evolve, as you become wiser and more powerful, you become less tolerant of nonsense. You become more aggressive. And that
Zero tolerance.
yeah, and that is power. So what happens is that, in this universe that we have, when you have planets like Earth, which are lower evolved planets, is used to, send the bad behaved people here. You get all that power, your spirit gets dense, you have all this aggression. But if that's not balanced with wisdom, you become a problem. And then they kick you off the planet. They don't tolerate bad people on most of the planetary bodies in the universe. Instead, you get sent down to Earth where your physical body is not going to get to that level at all.
You know what's crazy
But
about what you
but-
just said?
uh-huh.
I just studied something. Back to the same Superman. Why in Superman, every time like there's a villain tucked away or whatever,
Mhm.
they send that sucker to Earth. For some way, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Some weird reason, they even in different movies, like when whatever being that's giving problems out there,
Yep.
they encapsulate their ass, imprison them, and send their ass to Earth.
Yeah.
Just like the whole fallen angels, and they
Yep.
send them down into the ground.
Yep. And
Okay.
just today, I said to myself, it's really only through, like right now, it's really only through the movies that we can get a better representation of this different type of phenomena
Which is a shame.
in the universe. Man, what was I going to talk about just now?
How the hell you forgetting like that?
Because you asked me to do, and you cut
You
in.
only be sharp like, man, what's going on with you?
No,
I know what it is.
Oh, no.
I'm next to him right now. See, y'all don't know. I'm about to catch contact being next to home.
Yeah,
Continue.
but right. When you're on Earth, though, you can develop your spiritual bodies, to be very powerful. But the thing is that it's much easier the more moral you are, because down here we have to suffer weakness in favor of righteousness, and that translates into spiritual power. But you have to be engaged in battles. You have to be engaged in battles with other opponents to develop yourself, to develop your spiritual power.
Tanisha Jackson, Babanu, is this information in your current books? Yes, a lot of it is in his current books, and we're really going to go in deeper in this second part of the pay-per-view live stream coming up. A matter of fact, let me post it for you right now. Click the link and go get this class. And the first one is still available as well. People are still getting the first one. So here we go. Copy and paste it in there like 3 times. Okay? So you could go on there and get that. You ain't got no excuse, because to really break down the book and study the book properly and get the whole architectural essence of the book with the spiritual downloads that this Baba have been getting. Come on, man. Show me part 3.
This is
Just show me part 3.
it,
Look at this. There's a reason why he got this set up like this. And you see this? You thought you heard this be explained before? Ain't nothing until you hear it from people like us. All right? All them, and dare I say it, those phonies.
phonies. You know, we are in this movement. We have been inundated and just infested with a lot of flawed information, with a lot of I mean, you know, people just not doing the proper research. You know, it's also that, you know, people don't have, you know, it could be time, it could be resources.
Doing half-ass research.
Half-ass research. It could be from the fact that maybe you was, you know, your high school or your primary school or whatnot.
No,
you-
and that, this is where I gotta stop you. See, stop
Didn't
capping.
teach you right.
Stop capping. Stop trying to not hurt their feelings. A lot of they ass entities ain't interacting with them.
Thank you.
Period.
Thank you. See,
Period.
that's what I want to
Stop
get
capping.
to. Because someone made a comment who's supposed
Oh,
to be, who's
salute to you
supposed
for
to
that
be.
super chat.
Oh,
Was
man.
that?
Love the truth and clarity, y'all. Always providing us with blessings. Benediction.
Who's that?
Pacifica Aurora.
Oh, salute to you. Thank you for that. Super chat support. Go ahead.
My God.
You wanted to
right,
get
right,
into the entities not dealing with them.
Right, because an elder, you know, who considers himself an elder, I mean, people are so arrogant with the idea that they understand. And I'm specifically talking about this because, you know, this has been like the central core and study in terms of, you know, my life and my destiny. And I was so disappointed at age 30 after spending 10 years in this movement and realizing that these people are lost. All of them are lost. Like, all these people out here are lost. Not just the newcomers. You could name names if you want me to punch people verbally in their face. Not just the newcomers, but the old guard. And, you know, part of it was bias. You know, one person said to me that there could be nothing wise coming from the Yorubas. This person is a, you know, so-called black person, a so-called Afrocentrist. If you're not willing to put aside the way you feel to do some objective research, how are you supposed to be edified? How are you supposed to have, you know, broad, wide, and diverse, you know, understanding? You don't. And I remember in that conversation, I was going over a few things, and he pulled out Budge's Egyptian Hieroglyphic Dictionary and proved every single thing that I was saying about the Yorubas.
can't make that up, bro. You're just not able to make it up.
You're using an Egyptian hieroglyphic dictionary and proving what I am saying about Ifa. Because Ifa was in Kemet. You know, Ifa is the first sphere of the Hebrew Kabbalistic tree of life.
And then you learned
And then you learned
these entities ain't rocking with it.
they're not rocking with them at all. And as well, a lot of people, I remember when I realized that I wasn't learning. Shit, I called on the goddess Sophik Eabut. And, you know, she came to me that night. And she
Going
said,
too far. You ain't supposed to be.
she said,
You ain't supposed to be talking that. You know that. You know that.
she said people don't
You know
talk to me
that
no
you
more.
ain't supposed to
Because
be.
they're
Bro,
not going to these deities, and these
Bro,
deities
leave that
ain't coming
alone,
to them.
because some of them deities don't even want these certain people.
Right.
Like,
And
you're not
that's
supposed
what,
to be talking that. Let's move on.
you know, I was going to talk about
Alright.
with the 7 highest chakras.
Let's
you
go.
know,
Let's go with that. Come on.
These deities don't like the stupid people.
I expect you to say that.
They don't like stupid people. You know, love is not
Facts.
love is not a monochromatic expression. Loving everybody don't mean liking everybody, and loving people doesn't mean not getting rid of them. You know, but there is too much. A lot of it really is arrogance. You know, and you just have to humble yourself. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, Miss B, will do. It's already blessed up, but I have Babanu do our next one on it as well. Oh, for the people that get the pay-per-view live stream, you will be getting a free gift. Don't forget. All right. Let me see. Hold on. There you go. You should have the link posted up there for the pay-per-view live stream. The first 50 people. Nah, 50 people is too much.
First one, 25?
Yeah, 25. Because we had what, like 10? So the first 25. First 25 people get the free blessed item. Yeah, we ain't doing the first 50. First 25. Because we know when coming down to, and then like we get bombarded, and then
Yeah.
like all the people coming in last minute, Johnny come
Now
late.
you're running around killing chickens.
Why? Why? You gonna put that on the dad chat? You want Peter to come for me now?
Which Peter? St. Peter?
You know which Peter.
He's
The ones that don't play when it comes to animal cruelty and whatnot. Man,
Me and St. Peter are very good friends.
you trying to get me in trouble on
And
this
me
stream,
and
boy.
St. Jude. You know, this deity came to me called Balduru. This is one of the necros, you know, people have me selling. And when stuff gets really, really, really bad, you have these deities that will save you.
Only once you start tapping in.
Tapping in.
And that's what we have the course for.
Read and edification.
You have the
is-
book to study through
Yeah.
the course. You know,
It's a
we make sure
mercurial
we make,
thing.
right. We make sure we make the book half price, which wasn't my idea, by the way. That was Baba Noo's idea. I was totally against that. But Baba Noo was like, nah, people need the information, so if they get the course, make the books for them half price as well. We made sure we did that. You get what I'm saying? We provided that. Carolyn Russell, what you laughing at? Hey, you're welcome. I read your comment earlier. You're welcome. We make sure we bring you the information and give you what you need. We're about to wrap it up. Okay? This is light stuff.
Yeah, you know, what I want people to realize is that with the God Genes Decoded
I see Aaliyah Hale.
Volume 1,
Holland, excuse me.
this was the first time that the creation stories of the ancient Egyptians has been correlated with contemporary science. About 2 years later, another person came out with a book. The person's name is Lear Scranton, where they went through the doggone symbolism, and they found, in like my book, the first one I said, Amen is hydrogen. 2 years later, he comes out, he gives, proof with glyphs that, look like um, uh, an atom cloud in amongst the Dogons and the Camus. So you gotta realize that, decades of our people talking about Kemet in Egypt and books and all that, they were lost.
Pay attention, Baba New throwing shade, people.
They were
Pay
lost.
attention.
They were lost. They were very, very lost. And, a lot of people don't really get down with science like that. And it's really only in like the past 20 or so years that you can really find some more forthcoming scientific breakthroughs. I found that the root, the origin of the word hydrogen is by way of Greek down to Egypt. The word hudor, which is Hathor. In Kemet, that would be Haderu. That becomes Hydero. The word Haderu becomes hydro. And that's where the word, hydrogen, comes from. And what's interesting is that Haderu was married to Amen, the deity Amen. And what it points to is that there could be no evolution of life without male and female, because Haderu is also where the word heterosexual comes from.
Check it. Tanisha Jackson. I'm trying to get to the root of everything. Let me tell you something. This stuff is so big, so vast, you won't ever get to the root. Look at Pete. Look what he just said about with the hydrogen. Okay? Now, what's going to get you very close to it?
You can start here and take your
There you
time,
go.
sweetheart.
This is what's going to get you very close to it.
Very close.
And that's why we have the classes. Part
Yeah.
one.
People had asked if they would be able to buy part 1 later. It's still available. And, I want to bring this up now. Maybe we should offer people a deal on part 1.
Don't even do no,
but they won't get the
no,
same
you dead on that.
50% off on
Time
the
to cut
book.
it up. Nope. Nope. This is where I end the stream, because he know damn well. You saw how he was looking at me. He know damn well
I like this
the
guy.
spirits that be
I like
ain't
this
even
guy.
with that. So he playing himself right
If you
now.
stick with this guy, you're not going to fall off the edge of the road.
Joel Benjamin 528, aka Big Money Benjamin, Baba New, we out. Get the pay-per-view live stream. Let me post it up one more time. If you want the first one, call me 929-374-2838 and you can get that. We out.
Peace and
Peace.
blessings, y'all.